Okay, I am going to show you the Rainbow of Happiness bundle, which consists of the Rainbow of Happiness stamp set and the Brilliant Rainbow dies. So I'm going to show you a card, but first let me just show you the stamp set a little bit. The easiest way, because these are photopolymer stamps, you can see through them. So probably the easiest way for me to show you the images is going to be to show you these catalog pages. So let me go ahead and fold this over. So these are the images in the catalog. When you see something that's like kind of like this, like an outline, that's just telling you that that's a die. So that image with the saying was meant to fit in that space. That's just what they're showing you with that. So that piece is a die and not a stamp. Everything that's in the dark gray are the stamped images. So you can see that you've got the rainbow pieces. So this is the outside of the rainbow, and then the third one in. This is actually the second one that goes inside the rainbow, so that would fit here, and then the smallest one would go here. So you can mix and match and put the sayings in. So this one says, sending you a rainbow of happiness, and you can see they actually stamped the band of color with the rainbow, and then they put the stamp the saying over the top, or you could just stamp that saying there kind of as that band of color as well. These big pieces here, I'll show you, those are also dies. And I just want to open up this page just a little bit because it does show the cloud punch as well, which I don't have, but it coordinates really well. So you can see these are some big die cut pieces, and these are the cloud punch down here. And then I believe this is the cloud punch right here and here. And then these clouds, they're white, I know you can barely see them, actually are in the dies. So let me show you the dies a little more closely. I will set the stamp set up here. Let's go ahead and open the dies up, and then I also have a sheet that shows them to you, shows you the cutouts. So this is what you get. You can see these two clouds here. They're not stuck together, it's just that the die is stuck together so that you can just set down that one die piece and cut two at the same time. So before we get too confused by that, let me pull this page in for you. So we have the big rainbow pieces. Let me pull this out. There's a little piece in here that cuts like three different, not different, but three little bumps in a row, little scallops. And I just put that piece of cardstock under there to show you that this doesn't have a cutting edge along the bottom. So if you did that in the middle of a piece of cardstock, let me kind of bend this back, then, you know, that would be, that would still stay connected. So that's what that little white piece is all about, just to show you that that would be sticking up like that. Another piece that's kind of interesting, or another thing that's interesting about this piece that works with another piece is, if you can see under here, let me just, I don't know where I put my little tool here. I put this down as kind of a temporary adhesive, so it would hold it in place. But if you take this piece that you cut out from that die, you can actually slide it underneath the these little rainbows. So you could have this little color coordination going on. And this is where I'm going to show you another, I forgot to take this tool out, another tool that's very helpful, which is the Take Your Pick tool. And I think I dropped the end that I need. That's brilliant. I'm really tired, and today has been a really bad day for me with my fibromyalgia. I actually busted a jar of salsa in the store. I thought I was putting it up onto the counter to check out, and it just didn't work out right for me. So sorry, I'm just kind of all thumbs today. But if you get your Take Your Pick tool, it's got kind of a little pointy end that you could put on it, and you could kind of, you know, arrange things around. And also these little, like these little tiny rainbow pieces, if you want to use those, or even just using, you know, placing these where you want them when you cut them out. The Take Your Pick tool can be very, very helpful for that. So I just wanted to show you, like I said, this little piece will slide under here, so you could cut out a few of them in like different colors and put them under that to back it. And like I mentioned, with this piece that has the paper under it, this, if you cut this, use this die cut in the middle of the page, you can see it's not going to cut off. So you can use that as like kind of a peekaboo thing on the bottom and then put, you know, some of these things underneath there. Or you can see here where I've used it as an edge. So this would be where you line it up on the edge of the paper, and if you put it like all the way across the paper, then it's going to cut that off. And so you would end up with this piece. So if you wanted a scalloped piece on the other side of your card that looked like that, then you can use that piece for that also. So there's tons and tons of different ways that you can use these other than what are just obvious. I also wanted to mention, you can keep these, sorry, like I said, I'm all thumbs, I got a boo-boo here. You can keep the little things that fall out, all of the little small pieces that come out, especially like from this one. You get tons of little pieces that are really great to use as like confetti. So if you wanted to do a shaker card, like we saw in the catalog, this one right here. So you can see they cut all 4 of these angled pieces. If you cut them out, they put that over a window sheet and created a shaker card. So you could use those little cutout pieces for the elements of that. I glued the pieces over here, but you can see with the dies, these are all actually, sorry about that. I ran this whole sheet through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to cut them out, and it just kind of mashed them down against the tape. So they're a little hard to pull off. But you can see that's all one piece, right? So if you were to cut that out of a card to do like a peekaboo thing, you can cut all those out at the same time. And the card I'm going to show you actually is a peekaboo cut, but I used this die cut, which again is also all in one piece. Okay. And then, like I said, you can use the negatives, the positives, however you want. One of the interesting things in here is this little tag. That was the one that I was showing you, you know, in the stamp set, how they had a highlight around it to show you that that saying from the stamp set would fit inside. You can, this is the tag. It doesn't come with those cut out of it. It's just that's how they were laying in the on the sheet when I did the die cuts for this sample. So you would get like this solid piece would be down here, and then it has like a rainbow on the top. Well, if you cut at about 1 5/8 inch or about 4.1 centimeters, you know, from the bottom of this, you get this little rainbow right here that you could cut away and use itself. And then these are the little pieces from inside the rainbow. You could also use those. Like I said, I like to keep like little bags and things. Our clear envelopes are great because you can put them, they will slide into the die envelope, the die set envelope, and you can just keep them all together. And then whenever you come up with a use for them, then you're good to go. And I just wanted to mention that these dies, you can get them separately. So there's an item number to purchase them separately. And then there's also a bundle. So the bundle would give you the stamp set as well as the die set. So I just wanted to point that out as well. Okay, I think that's everything that I wanted to say about that. And then I'm going to show you the card. And I'm just going to tell you how I made it, because like I said, today is a terrible day for me. I'm kind of all thumbs. So you can see that I used this sending you a rainbow of happiness, the saying on the outside, and it normally wouldn't fit that way. But because these are photopolymer stamps, you can kind of bend them. So I sort of bent it on my block until I felt like it was just about right, and then stamped it there. In order to get the little peekaboo, I used this die from the die set and cut out the different colors, and then what I did was I opened my card up after it had the pieces, after I had the pieces cut out. I actually laid them down in here and put just some of this liquid adhesive on the back. And then I held the card, this part of the card in place. It already had the score mark in it. So I just closed the card and pressed down and then opened it back up gently. And then the one that I had glued was stuck in place. So I did that for each of the 4 of them. Now we do have adhesive sheets. They're 6 by 12. If you back the cardstock that you are cutting out with your die, so you'd have the cardstock, the die, and that's going to be on top of your cardstock. On the other side of your cardstock, you can put this adhesive sheet. You just peel one side of it away because it's double stick, and you'll put that on the back of your cardstock, and then the other sheet that you have not peeled away yet will, be the very bottom part. Then you run that through, and then when you pop out all those little pieces, these little pieces that come out, then they will have the adhesive on them, but it will have the, I keep wanting to say label, but it's the little covering. So it'll be like peel and stick at that point. And so then you don't have to worry about getting glue, putting a little teeny tiny strip of glue on each one of these. But with the adhesive sheets, you want to be a little more careful how you place it down because they're kind of sticky. So you might not get as much of a chance to move that around as you would if you use the green glue, we call it, but it's the multi-purpose liquid glue. Sorry, it's kind of goopy and sticky. That's my little owl shot glass that I got that fits that perfectly. So, so I cut those out. These are also die cuts from the stamp set. The stamp set also has these eensy beensy little hearts in it, so you can stamp the little hearts in there. I went ahead and stamped this little saying in here that says, "You make this world a better place." That's the one that said it would fit on that tag that had the rainbow on top. And because I didn't realize that this color was the same color as my background paper, I wanted to make this come out a little bit more and stand out to be a different color, sort of. So I used the clear Wink of Stella glitter brush to get that. And I did that just very carefully after I had already adhered these. So that is one card that you can make. We saw these other samples here. So we have the rainbow with the, we have a new honeycomb folder, so that's what's in the background of this one. And again, as I said, that cloud punch is used on both of these cards, so those are great things to get in addition. What I wanted to mention is that also in the back of the catalog, where there's also a bundle index, and so you can look there for an additional sample. And this one is using those little cutaway rainbows, just like I showed you here. So they cut the rainbow off the top of, this label. And then they put that all over the card. And they used those little inside pieces and filled it back up. So these are those inside pieces that I was telling you. So they cut it out of a number of different cardstock colors, 4. And then they just alternated, the order that they put the colors in when they put that back together. So I wanted to just show you that again and show you the tag being used without having it cut off. So they have the tag without the top being cut off, and then all of these are the top that got cut off. So I hope that's clear. And I also wanted to mention not just the January and June catalog, which those items came from, but we also have a Sale-a-Bration catalog that is going to be active from the 4th of January to the 28th of February. And this catalog has a product that, I was going to say some products, but it's one product that coordinates, and you can see more of those samples. This one here, this You Make Me Happy, you can see how they cut the edge of the cardstock with this little, continuous rainbows, and then they just put different colors of cardstock swatches coming down there so that you could kind of do the little peekaboo and see the colors through there. And then the rest of these, I think pretty much the rest of these, highlight this free item that you can get. So with Sale-a-Bration, you can get a free item, and the amount that you have to spend to get a free item is different in different markets. I'm in North America and in the United States, so it's free with a $50 purchase in the United States. The bundle for the Rainbow of Happiness that includes the stamp set and the dies, that is, I believe in our market, yeah, that's $44 in our market. So you're $6 away from being able to get that free product that coordinates with it. So you can see they use the different patterns of the paper, and I'm going to show you the paper in just a second. This is another background piece. This piece is a background piece. This one's a background piece. These little lines are a background piece, or stripes rather. So it's really easy to just grab the bundle and then get the freebie. So here's the freebie. It's the Sunshine and Rainbows 6x6 Designer Series paper. This is only going to be available January and February. Sorry, my cat's in here and he likes to express his disdain for me not paying attention to him by scratching the carpet because he knows it's naughty, don't you? Don't you know it's naughty? Yeah. Okay, so here we have, I'm going to set these aside for a second. So these are the patterns. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 each, and they are double-sided. So you will see this design, this design. There's this design, and then on the other side is this design. Let's see, there's this design. And then on the other side, you'll see this design. There's very tiny little rainbows. They're kind of hard to see. There's this one, and on the other side of that design, you have the little hearts. And so these are similar to the hearts that, you know, coordinate with those little stamps in there. Here's another pattern, and on the other side, we have this. Almost looks like little stars. There's another pattern. On the other side, we have this. And this is like this. So this is like very faint little white lines, and the lines look like this image that's from the stamp set. I don't really know what that image is supposed to be. I guess it could be kind of maybe a reflection that you could have. You know, if you guys figure out like what you like to use that for, let me know, because I don't really know what that is. But that's what's in the background on that one in white. And then we have this really decorative dot. On the back of that, we've got some really bold stripes, which now that I see them, I don't know if they use those or not behind the, on this card. It looks like they may have. So that looks like it's probably maybe sized to fit that one die. So you find out these things all the time. That's why I like doing these kinds of like the launch videos and whatnot, because it could take me forever to figure this out on my own. But look, so if you use that die, that's what they just use the paper for that. So you don't have to cut all those different colors of cardstock. That's just the same size. Look at that. I didn't realize that before now, so that's pretty awesome. And there's another piece that matches another die in here. I'll show you in just a second. So here's another design. On the back, we've got this one. Whee! It's a nice little swirly. This one's really cute. I just like these little, you know, it just looks like it looks like grade schoolish, but not like super like ugly, you know? It just looks really cute. Some nice little, I think that's probably mint macaron dots. We've got some, I think Bermuda Bay probably, with a white pinstripe. And then on the back, we've got, it looks like they're little like, I don't know, they're little white marks. So, and this is the one that I was going to show you on the card that I made. I kind of misled you when I first told you about it, and I told you that I had cut different colors of cardstock. Honestly, what I did was I just cut this right out of the Designer Series paper. That coordinates. That just fits, that die fits just right on there, and you can get a bunch of those out of there. On the back of that, you've got kind of this yellow splotchy. And then I think this is the last design, which is super, super cute too, with the little sunbeams. And then this is a little teeny tiny sun. So you can see like the half circle. And then there's like little rays coming. So it's like, you know, the little sunshine, because it's called Sunshine and Rainbows. So that's all the papers that you get. It is, let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. There are 48 sheets. There's 4 each of 12 double-sided designs in there. So that's a heck of a deal that you can get with that. And I wanted to close by mentioning there are a few other things that I think I mentioned during the course of showing you this. Number one was the Take Your Pick tool. It's this one, but I accidentally dropped the little part that has kind of the pokey little thing, and that can really help you kind of move the cardstock around and whatnot if you have a hard time like I'm having today with, you know, just kind of your fine motor skills or getting into little tiny pieces to handle them. Then there's also the Take Your Pick die brush tip. It's another different tip that can go on the Take Your Pick tool, and it comes with 2 foam pads. And where that comes in handy is if you have ever run a die through, and especially if it has small pieces to it. Oops, tape is going to stick for me there. Oh, sorry, it's right here. And it has little small pieces like this, and they're kind of stuck in there. You take the foam pad, you lay down your die that has the paper stuck in it, you roller brush over it with that brush tip, and it pushes the paper out. So it's really nice. Our new Stampin' Cut and Emboss has been really good for me to, you know, for all those things that it's like just the right spacing for all the stuff to just pretty much fall out when I cut the dies. Although this one, I did have to run through the die machine and then run it back and then run it through again. So it actually went through there like 3 times. You probably could get away with 2, but if I didn't do it at least 2 times, little parts of it were still kind of sticking. And so that's good to know. This is the item number for the 6x12 adhesive sheets that I mentioned, and then this is the item for the cloud punch. So if you are going to order in the United States, then my name is Kimberly Morris. My stamping name is Procrastistamper. This is my blog, and if you would like to order, then this is where you can find my ordering link. You just go to kimberly.stampinup.net, click on Shop Now, and it should take you into my shop. And if you have, like I said, a shipping address in the United States or an APO FPO address, then you can order from me in the United States. If you order less than $150, you're welcome to use this January host code. What that does is it puts all the orders together, and it allows me to give you some bonus items for combining orders together with me. So once again, I want to thank Stephanie for letting me participate in this. I hope I didn't blather on too long, and I hope you found that useful. Again, I'm sorry I didn't stamp tons of different samples. I'm just a little bit, I ran out of medication, so I'm just a little bit off, and it's always hard to predict how off I'm going to be. So thank you for bearing with me, and you guys enjoy the January to June catalog, and definitely take advantage of that Sale-a-Bration Sunshine and Rainbows designer series paper that you can get for free. I'm not a rainbow person, but these products all work together so beautifully. It's so easy to just come up with, you know, tons of ideas. I have tons of ideas in my head. I just haven't gotten my hands to be able to cooperate to get them made. So happy New Year and happy stamping.